That is pretty easy. So goodbye, my friend. Well, I don't know if we were friends, to be honest, but all right. Hey everyone, there's the Tech House, and I'm back with yet another playthrough of Voyages. So in case you haven't seen my first video, I highly suggest you do, because there you can get to know the basic rules, which I won't repeat here again. I will just mention the new rules for the second map here. And the second map, this is the Marauder's Reef, as you can see here at the top left. That is the second of 2 published maps for this game. As I said last time, I think that more maps will be coming in the future. So just like I said last time, this bright orange color here makes it so that you can't read everything, but I will guide you through what you need to know. Right, Marauder's Reef. This is combat heavy, and you see that we don't have any cargo anymore. So we don't collect cargo anymore. We collect less things, but we can fight marauders now. So that is pretty cool. So actually we only have just a few changes, just 3 or 4 changes. So first of all, we still have our duties, but we don't fill them anymore the way we want to. But we need to fill them we need to fill them from the left to the right. And whenever we reach the 3rd space in any line, we get that special ability here on the right. And there's some really cool ones to have, like a +/-1 to movement, to direction. So a lot more dice mitigation, which is really great. And if we reach the 4th space, so if we complete a row 3 times, so 3 different rows, then we get in the legendary star. So that's a little bit different than how the duties worked last time. And also you see here, if we get like these 3 or these 3, we get the specified reward here, these sailors. So we still have sailors. That's the first change. The second change is that we now have marauders on the map. You see these differently shaped boats here. These are the marauders, and we can fight them whenever we are on their space, or if we can get to them with one of these directions, then we can fight them. And they always have the strength value of what's indicated on the boat, so either 2, 4, or 6. Plus the distance from us, in case we want to fight from the distance. And our strength is always 1 point for each sailor and 2 points for each heroic sailor. So here it is important to keep sailors and not use them all for dice mitigation. Instead, maybe use these abilities here for dice mitigation, so we can fight the marauders. Because when we fight one of the marauders at a specified time, either the easiest one 5 times, the second one 3 times, or the last 4 times, or the last one 3 times, then we get legendary star 2. We only can get that once, just like with cargo in the first map. The third change is that now we have these forts here. We don't have settlements anymore. We don't sell our cargo anymore because we don't have any. But we have these forts, and when we get on such a fort space, we get a sailor again, just like like it was with settlements in the first map. But also we can circle in one of these forts here at the end, and that doubles our score for that marauder type at the end. So you see these scores here, right? So that is not bad either. And the next change, the 4th one, is that we now have these areas with these lines here, here, and also here. These are reefs, and reefs are impassable, and they also stop us in our tracks when we sail there. So for example, we are here and we want to sail down here, then we stop at the space before that, which can help us, but also it obstructs us getting into this fort here, for example, or getting down here. And the last thing I think that changed, the last thing that changed is how we get legendary stars. So legendary stars pretty much is almost similar. We also get a star for duties, but this time not for 1 column, but for 3 different ones, completed columns. We get a star not for cargo, but for one of the marauders that we defeated 5, 4, or 3 times. We still get a star for that space when we get to it. We still get a star for the 12th sailor, but we also get a star for landing on that tile here. This time, this is not the Dread. This is just an island, and we just need to go there. That is it. But there is a reef around it, so we need to sail around here. Or what we can also do is, let me see here, finish that row here, because that would let us prow and move through reefs. So then we have the prow. That's not too bad. And that's it. Again, we have 16 rounds to get at least 3 legendary stars to win. Then we win the game at least if we have 3 or more stars, but we will still look at our score. Little spoiler. Let me check my other games here. Here. I had my best game of the second map is only 43 points. That was not a good game. So let's maybe try to beat it. But first of all, let's try to win. Also, I'm using a different pen today. That is actually one of my really nice drawing pens when I make my little drawings for the games I design or for the pen and paper role-playing adventures I design. I just need to do that because my other pen is dying. This one here that I always use, that you might know from all my videos. It's a great pen, but I have 3 of those and they're all dying, so I need to order new ones, and that takes a while until they get here, so I will use that for now. Okay, so yeah, I suggest we get started. So 3, 4, 6. So which directions can we go? Either this down here, or down here, or up there. Okay, so let's see. What do we want to do? We definitely want to finish rows here, of course. That's one thing. We definitely need to defeat Marauders. If we get all of one type, then we get a legendary star, an easy one. I would also like to have that prow, because moving through reefs is extremely helpful. And apart from that, just get sailors and defeat Marauders. Get a lot of sailors, that is important. So let's see. The 3 would move us into the reef here. Wouldn't really help too much because we can't defeat that Marauder yet. We need another sailor for that. If we move down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we could actually get a sailor. That is pretty much perfect because we can move down 6, get a sailor, and then we can also circle off the right number here. All right, perfect. So let's move down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we get a sailor. Ah, this is such a nice pen. This is such a nice pen for drawing. It's, well, and also looks here nice. Maybe I'll keep using that pen for my pen and papers, for my roll and writes now. I just need to get more of those then, and I think they're not that cheap. Okay, and then we can also cross off that 3 here. That's the first of 4 3s I want, or 3 3s at least, to get that prow. That would be great. Oh, I forgot to mark off the first round, and now the second round. Okay, so let's see. 4, 4, and 5. That means we can move further down, which will give us 6 points. I mean, sure, why not? Wait. Before we... Let's not look at that roll yet. We are still in the last round. I just wanted to show you something. So, and now we could have looked, do we find in any of the directions, do we find a Marauder? We do. This one here. And this one has a strength of 1, 2 for the distance, plus 6, that's 8. And we have a strength of 7 at the moment, so we couldn't defeat it, right? But let's say we had a strength of 8, that would be enough, because we just need to have equal strength at least, and we could defeat that from afar. But we couldn't do that now, right? So, and 5 would be this direction. It wouldn't be too bad to go into this direction, because then we could defeat the Marauder for sure. Would be the first Marauder on our list. So why not? So let's take a 5 for the direction and a 4 there. And the 4 here, will we keep that or change that? No, let's keep that. So then we move down here onto the space here. And we don't need to fight the Marauder now, but I definitely want to. So let's do the duty here. And we are one step closer to the ballista, which gives us +2 to fighting, which is really helpful too. And then we can defeat this. This one has a strength of 6. We have a strength of 7. So we defeat the Marauder and cross off the first one down here, because that was the hardest, one of the harder Marauders. Yeah, and that is how that works. 1, 1, and 6. So either we can move up, which would be okay, or we can move in this direction, but we would be stopped by the reef. So let's just move up. And let's move up 1. Let's just move up 1. And we get this duty here. which is not bad either. This is the armory. New sailors are heroic. So all sailors we get are immediately heroic, like the new ones. All right, 1, 2, 3. Either up or that direction or that one down here. But we could also move down just to get these 6 points, right? But I'd rather move someplace else. So where do we want to go? Well, we could also move to the island. Then we would be... Well, 6 points is 6 points, right? So if we move up, we can... Well, we could also defeat another Marauder, which is not bad. The 2 would let us maybe also defeat a Marauder. And the 3 would just move us to the island. So I think that I actually want to move up here. Because then we can get a heroic sailor down here or another sailor there. So we are in a quite good position here. So let's do that. So direction 2. Oh, but then again, I would really like to use that 3 here, right? To cross off that duty. That's one thing I really would like to do. So can we, maybe I will do it differently. Maybe I will do 1 and 2. That's not too bad either. And the 3. So we will move 2 up. And then cross off the next 3 here. And also I will fight that Marauder because that has a strength of 1, 2, 4. And I have a strength of 7. So I definitely win. So that's just a free action, right? And we don't have to exhaust any sailors. So that is just a free action. Okay. We just can't mitigate as many rolls if we want to keep being strong. Okay. 3, 4, and 6. So we can either move down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5, 6. Okay. And we could also move up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we could get that next Marauder. That would be wonderful. Oh, I think that's what I'm going to do, because then we would have the 3. Oh, hear me out. We have a great plan here. So 6, 4, and so I will move up here 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 3 I can cross off this one here. That means now we have prow. And that means now we can move through reefs, right? So reefs don't stop us anymore. And I will also defeat that Marauder. Oh no, I can't. It is too strong. That has a strength of 8 and I have a strength of 7. Well, then let's just circle around a little bit and try to get that Marauder still next round. We should be able to do that somehow. 1, 1, and 4. Okay. Well, that is not bad either. Then let us do that. Because if we take the 4 and move 1, then we can go down here and get a first heroic sailor. That is 1 more strength. And the 1 here, we will just cross off the oars. Okay, great. And of course, I forgot to mark off another space here. Okay, so let's mark off the next one. 1, 2, and 2. Okay, so we could now defeat that guy. Right, just move up 1. So we would have to change 1 die. That would work, and we would get another sailor back. Yeah, let's do that. So I will spend 1 sailor here to change that to a 1. There we go. And then we can just move back up. We are back here at this spot. And then I will cross off that 2 here, which will grant us a sailor. And this one has a strength of 8 still. And we have a strength of 3, 6, 7, 8. Because the heroic sailor gives us 2. So we can defeat this Marauder here. I always found it strange while playing through the game first to defeat them from the distance and not go there. But I didn't find anything in the rules that told you to go there, which makes sense. Otherwise you could pretty much teleport places, right? So we are just defeating it from afar with our cannons, most likely. So that is fine. Okay, then let's continue. So how does it look with legendary stars? So we have 1 more round and then we are halfway done. So we are not close here to any legendary stars yet. We really need to pay attention to now cross off the right lines here. But just 1 more Marauder here, we would have 8, right? We are close to this one. We could get another legendary star here and maybe get a few sailors, yeah? Because that star, I don't know if we can get that. So let's try to get that 6 Marauder guy here, maybe 4 more sailors, and then either this here or that. Let's see what we get. So a 5 would be great. There we go. There is a 5. Or a 4 is also good. Actually, I think I'll take the 4 rather. I think I'll do that. I think so. Yeah, and I still have 7 here. That should be okay. So let me spend 1 sailor to change that to a 4. So now we go down 3. 1, 2, 3. Now we can move through reefs. Don't forget that. Oh no, we're up there. Sorry. Then let me do it differently. Let's just do the 4, 4. So I move those 4. That's fine. And this 3, I will then not change. So we still have that 1 sailor here, right? So let's just keep that in mind. We still have that. And I will keep that. Let's do it like this. Because then we move down 4, which I wanted to do. And I can still just cross off the 3 here. So we have our first finished row. That is fine. We still have that sailor here. Like this. And then I will also defeat that Marauder here. Because, I mean, it only has a strength of 3. And I have a strength of 8. So I think I'm fine. So goodbye, my friend. It wouldn't be too bad maybe to get to a 4 later on. But let's first worry about the legendary stars. By the way, I forgot to cross off 1. And we need to go 2 into that direction. So we need a 6. But we do have some sailors, so need a 6. There's a 6 and a 2. Perfect. That's exactly what we need. And now I will cross off that sailor to change that to a 4. Okay, so 6 is this direction. We move 2. So let's move 2 into that direction here. So we now have 12 points. And also we have our first legendary star. There we go. And with the 4, I will just cross off the next one here. Okay, so we have 1 legendary star after a little bit more than half the turns. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Like this, you can always see, do you have as many access in your duties category as you have access here, then you know that you cross off all of them. That's how I always do that. So 1, 1, and 2. So let's see. 1 is just up and 2 is that direction. Doesn't really matter, I think, but the 6 Marauders over there. So we need to go this direction pretty much. So let's just take 1. Let's just take 1, 1, yeah. No, actually, no. Let's take the 2 for the direction and the 1 here and the 1 there. I think that's fine. So then we move 1 into this direction here. And I will cross off the 1 over here. All right, so you see, we just need 2 1s and 2 4s, and then we got the second legendary star. And yeah, let's just try to hurry over there to get that Marauder. We still don't have a lot of points then, but let's just try to do that. There's no Marauder in sight? No. All right, I would like to have a 1. I don't have 1. All right, so 2 is this direction, which is okay. We could get a legendary sailor maybe. Why not? Could help us out. And 5 and 6 would be this direction back here. We don't want to go back here. So let's definitely at the direction. Let's take the 2. And then we would have a 5 and a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, you know what? Let's just move with the 5. Because I will show you why. And then the 6 here, yeah. The 6 isn't perfect. We could also use a sailor to change that, but then we would only have a strength of 6. And that is not too good. Well, then let's just cross off that 6. We still have a few turns, so we should be able to somehow make that. All right, so 5 in that direction. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we are back where we defeated that Marauder from afar. And we will cross off that 6. And now I will defeat this Marauder. This has a strength of 7. And I have a strength of 7 also. So I can defeat this guy here. So we do get some points here. Not too many, but a few. Okay. Did I cross off that thing? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Of course not. And then another one for this round. All right, 2, 2, and 4. The 4 would be good to cross off here, actually. And the 2 and 2 is fine too. We can use that. We can just move 2 into this direction here. So we are now almost back at the start, but we are closer to that Marauder. And I will cross off that 4 here, which means now we have a ballista. Now we have +2 to fighting. And that is really great. So now we have a strength of 9, which is more than enough, right? So we can now use sailors more frequently for my dice mitigation. That is pretty good. All right, next round. 1, 4, and 5. The 4 would be great to cross out here, so let me just reserve that, but the 1 would be okay too. So, but 5 as a direction is horrible. So no, I don't want to do that. Direction 1 would be up, that's not too good either. I want to go into this direction here. Oops, into that direction here. Definitely. Well, we could also go up to the island and then try to get to that Marauder later on. It would be possible, right? Yeah, we will be able to do that in 3 turns, I think. So let's do it like this then. So 1, 5. So we're back at the start here. We're actually back to our home island, just resting a little bit from our pretty extensive travels so far. And also I will cross off that 4. So now we have 2 of 3 rows. We just need 2 once here, and then we get that legendary star and also dice mitigation to movement. Okay, great. Then let's continue. Let's hope for a 1 or 2. Yeah, there's a 1, that is okay. A 2 would be better actually, but let's see. So 4 would be moving back down. We don't want that. Moving up is okay. Moving into this direction would be better. 6, 7. But we have +2 to fighting. All right, then I have an idea. So I will use 2. Will I use 2 sailors or 1 legendary one? Let's use 2 sailors. 1 and 2 to change that to a 2. That means now we can move 4 into this direction here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And with the 1 we can cross off this one here. Now we have oars. That means we have +1 or -1 to movement. So we can just move 1 further or 1 less, which is pretty nice. And this one has a strength of 7. We have a strength of 2, 3, 4, 5, plus that 2 fighting, 7. So we can defeat this Marauder. And now you see here, this was the last one of the ones with the 6. So we now... Oh, I should have circled that, not cross it out. So it doesn't matter, I suppose. Let me just quickly fix all of that. And now we have that star here, which gives us the 2nd legendary star. So we just need 1 more legendary star, so just a 1 here. That's all we need. And then we won the game. 3, 4, 8, 12, 14. That's fine. I crossed everything off. Okay. Great. So let's try to maximize everything. I will use that to cross off that thing there. And the 4 I will use to move down, I think. Because if I move down 2, then I can finish off that one. And also I can get to that fort maybe to maximize on these points here. So 4 and 2, that is great. So we move down 2. And the 1 I will cross off here. So now we finished 3 of these rows. So we get our 3rd legendary star and we now officially won the game. But we will finish this and the next round just to see how many points we get, right? So let's also kill that guy. He has a strength of 5. We have a strength of 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is pretty easy. So goodbye, my friend. Well, I don't know if we were friends, to be honest, but all right. And the last turn. 3, 4, 4. That is wonderful. That is pretty good. Because now I use the 4 and the 4 to just move down to that island. And the 3 I will change to a 2 with a sailor. And I will show you in a minute I will show you why. So first of all, we move down 4, but we will stop at that island as usual. And now we get another sailor, which doesn't matter anymore, but we will just get one. And also we can fill in one of these forts. And here we get the most points with 8. So now we get double the points because we visited that fort like this. And the 2 I will fill in here because that gives us another heroic sailor, which will give us 2 more points at the end of the game. And that is it. This is how we traveled. So we traveled here. I think here we traveled a little bit back and forth, and then back up here, and then here. So yeah, that was my playthrough of that game. But let's now look at the points. So, first of all, we get points for each island we visited. That's that island over here. So that is 12 points. That is pretty good. Oh, I forgot that one. All right. Then we get points for each different area we visited. So we have this area, and this one. So 3 areas. That is okay. That would be 9 points. Then for all the Marauders, so that is only the top right one, so that's 2, that's 3, that's 5. Plus double the 8, 16, so that's 21. And I already beat my old score, I think, almost. Then we also get 2 gold for each unexhausted heroic sailor. We have 2, so that is another 4 points. And then we receive 3 gold per complete row we have here, so that is another 9. And then we also receive 3 gold for each legendary star. There are 3 of these, so also 9. So let's count that together. So that is 9, 18, 27, 24, 64. That is a pretty decent, that's a pretty good score. The best score I ever had was 70 something on the first map, but on the second map that's my high score because let me look for the other one here. This one was my best score on the second map so far, only 43, which is definitely not good. And I also traveled quite strangely here, as you can see. I didn't even visit that map. Here, we definitely saw a little bit more of the map, I would say. Generally a little bit more, and also many more points. I mean, 43 and 64 is a pretty big difference. But that doesn't matter, as I said last time in the first map. What matters for a solo game is to reach these 3 stars, then you win the game. And this is a pretty tight game because usually I always win within the last 3 or 4 turns. So it's quite tightly balanced. But on the other hand, I haven't lost the game so far. So far, I'm at a 100% win rate. So either I play with the wrong rules, or the game might be just a little bit too easy, or this game just somehow works for me. But probably you receive much better scores. So, just like last time, why don't you do it this way? If you own the game, let me know your best score on map number 2 down in the comments. That would be great. If you don't own the game yet, maybe you can still get it. And if you play it then, why don't you drop your best score down in the comments? I would really like to see that. Just like to see how you are doing here. Just as a little comparison. All right? And if that's the first of my videos you see, why don't you head over to my channel and check out all my other videos. I'd love to see you there. And apart from that, thank you very much for watching, in case you're still doing so. And I will see you in the very next video. All right, take care everyone, and cheers.